What the hell has happened to my life? Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel of Motorbike Nonsense and my new bike. No, it's not actually mine, I've just borrowed it. But I had to get that clickbait in. I'm on a Honda Goldwing. I just fancied riding one. Oh dear, it's an automatic and I've got to, oh, it's heavy. Got to remember how to ride a DCT bike. It's so weird. It's even weirder when it weighs the same as a house and is longer than an elephant's penis. It is so big. But yes, sorry, this is going to be a slightly strange vlog. You might have noticed from my last video when I reviewed a Hypermotard 950, my Hypermotard 950, and I was talking about selling it, and by the time I posted that video I had actually sold it, so I'm now motorbikeless, which is not, you know, not a state I tend to find myself in very often, but here I am, rocking that Goldwing life for the time being, just for a few weeks. Let's see what it's like. This is literally my first ride on this. This isn't going to be a review. Oh, I need to clean my visor. It's so filthy. Can't remember when I last rode. It's probably, I think it's been 3 weeks since I rode a motorbike, and starting to get the jitters a little bit, you know, and you start to get a bit antsy around the house and getting a bit narky until your other half tells you to sod off and go for a motorbike ride to cheer yourself up. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going to Goodwood to see my brother. He's got the week off. I need to film some of this and take some photos of it. So I'm going to nip down to Goodwood near Chichester and have some lunch on a Goldwing, which is so not my sort of bike. But as I always say on this channel, I'm a great believer in riding things that you wouldn't normally ride, because, you know, all motorbikes are fun basically. This is already ridiculous. I've had to use the reverse gear to get out of my road as well because it's so heavy. I can push it backwards, but if there's a slight slope I can't. So you've got a little button down here and you can use it to creep forward as well, which is actually very handy because being an automatic, don't really have any clutch control, so for smaller, slower stuff like manoeuvring around a garage, you've got little paddles that you can pull to creep it forward and backwards. But anyway, as I said, this video is not really about the Goldwing. It's more about thinking about fixing this problem I have of having no motorbike. The reason I sold my Hypermotard 950, as I think I probably alluded to in the video, is that it wasn't really built for long distances, and obviously I knew that when I bought it, but I bought it at a time when COVID was here to stay for at least a year, so I thought I'd get a bike that I could go and have fun on my local roads on, and it certainly gave me that. It was so stupid. I'm very surprised that I didn't get arrested for doing silly things on it. It was a proper incorrigible little bastard of a bike, and it's gone to a good home. Guy down in Kent, I think, he bought it from me, and yeah, he's going to enjoy it, I think. So what's next for Tim Rodey, who rides motorbikes on YouTube? Probably an adventure bike, to be honest. I've been in a very lucky position past year. I've ridden pretty much everything that I want to ride and I'm very interested in, which is mostly kind of super nakeds and big adventure bikes, that kind of thing. And as much as I love the idea of me getting a super naked, like the new Speed Triple, that's fantastic, or maybe the Super Duke, that's also a bloody brilliant thing. I'm kind of just had that vibe motard. I've had that instant hit of adrenaline, that kind of silly factor, riding everywhere like my hair's on fire, and I kind of want to get into using motorbikes a bit more as an everyday part of my life. Not a tool, but, you know, replacing journeys that I would normally do in the car, because I did that a couple of years ago. I rode through winter, I had a GS for 3 months from BMW, and I used it to commute on, and you know what, it made my life so much happier. Even though, you know, I got wet, but, you know, good gear and stuff will sort you out. Even though I got a bit wet and a bit cold at times, it was still just lovely to use a motorbike in those dark, depressing months when, you know, nothing good is on TV, Christmas isn't come yet, and you just want to do some motorbiking. Oh my god, this actually goes around corners, that's fantastic. So yeah, so I'd quite like a bike that I can use year round and not worry about it, and do long distances on it. So kind of nothing was really in the Hypermotard's favour on that front. It was too shiny for me to use in the rain and in the winter. So yeah, probably an adventure bike. I'm in conversations to perhaps buy one, an express bike from someone. I won't say what it is yet, but it's a bike that I've ridden in the past 2 years, let's say that, and I quite enjoyed it. So yes, I'm kind of on the hunt now of some decent Gore-Tex gear to get me through winter and to ride pretty much as I can all year round, because as I said, I think that's fun and you kind of keep the skills up through winter. And if you can handle kind of wet, soggy roads, and as soon as you get a dry day like this, you just leave everyone for dead. And that is my plan. Now, I don't know if I'm going to be allowed to bugger off to Europe this year on it, when I do get whatever bike it is. As much as I'd love to, I've got some big ideas, some big plans, some big day trips into Europe, weekend trips. Obviously, I have a girlfriend and 2 kids at home, one of whom is only like 5 months old. 6 months, a good dad, me. I thought I'd be able to get away with a long weekend to Europe, but the day job has started back up in earnest now, so I'll be going flying probably a couple of times a month now on car launches like the good old days. So I'm off to Poland next week, to Gdansk, to drive a new Skoda and then get your tiny violins out. Then I'm flying to Sicily in September, to drive a new Bentley. Life is hard, bear with me. And then Germany in September to drive a new BMW electric car, which I'm quite excited about. Let's put my screen up. Oh my god, that screen actually works really well. That's so much quieter. Sorry, you can probably understand me now, which is unfortunate for you. But yeah, so it's basically Poland, Sicily, and then Germany, and yeah, doing car reviews and stuff. So I won't be taking motorbikes very far, which is a shame, but as I'm sure some of you young kids will understand, it's not particularly looked upon favourably when you bugger off and leave your other half with 2 screaming children and just disappear and be a bit absent, especially not when you're saying, oh, I'm really sorry, I've got to go to a really warm bit of Italy and eat some nice food, stay in a fancy hotel, and then criticise some Bentleys, which is yeah, I think I probably got shouted at a few times for saying that. Especially, you got to time it. If you kind of say that sort of thing, broach that subject mid-scream, just as a baby has pooed over everyone, it's not great. So yeah. Anyway, I'm making excuses for not riding a bike that I've not got yet. I will be riding it, and I'll be using it for travelling to events, going out for weekend blasts, and I kind of want an adventure bike that can do it all, that can keep me entertained as well as crushing big distances and pull crap wheelies, and generally be a good vlogging bike as well. So yeah, stay tuned on that one. Hopefully it's just around the corner. Otherwise, life has been cracking on. It's just been busy on the car side of things rather than the motorbike side of things, which is probably understandable, as my day job after all. So do check out the car channel. I've oh god, shift down, shift, I changed riding modes. I always forget DCT. you want to put it in different modes for different things, and I've obviously not worked that out yet. Where are you, mode selector? I've got so many buttons here. I've got my phone plugged in here. I've got sat nav on there, which is speaking to me. I've got radio that I've not worked out yet. Source button, cruise control, gear shift paddles, which are kind of thumb and forefinger job. So okay, this is quite torquey. It's only 126 horsepower, I think, from a 1.8 litre Boxer 6. It's basically a Porsche, but it's a lot of torque. It's 176 newton meters or something. Anyway, it's relaxed rather than in your face rapid, and it's only showing 151 miles to a full tank, which does seem rubbish, but I presume this has probably had the knackers thrashed off it, so the average is really low. Oh, I'm so comfortable. This is great. It could probably snow and I wouldn't notice. But yeah, what have you guys been up to? Summer motorbiking. Hopefully some of you reprobates have received your new bikes. I remember when I last did a vlog in May, quite a few of you said you'd got new bikes on order for the summer. Hopefully those have arrived. I saw a few of you getting new Triumph Speed Triple 1200 RSs, which is one of those bikes that I had for 2 weeks and I did really enjoy it, but I keep thinking about it, like, since it's gone back, which is rare. Quite often motorbikes go back, and I thought they're great at the time, but I don't really think about them. The Speed Triple, I think, well, it's definitely one of those that I've thought about since it's gone back. Oh, come on, can you go any more slowly? Right, I'm actually a bit late, so I probably need to stop talking and do some riding that I can't show on YouTube. So anyway, I'll see you in a bit. Whee! Gold winging! I have to say, this handle was impressively well considering what it is. It's not slow either. That engine has got loads of torque. You just need to make sure you've got everything, well, you've got it set to sport mode to give you the ability to hold on to gears, otherwise the automatic gearbox just does shift up a bit too early in normal mode for me. Sorry, not reviewing it, not reviewing it. Goodwood, let's go to Goodwood and eat some cake. Right, sorry, a bit of a jump in the video there. I went to Goodwood to go to the Aerodrome Cafe with my brother, who kind of lives down this way, so a bit of an excuse to get out on the Goldwing. It's got a lot of attention here, I have to say. Loads of people coming up and asking me questions about it, and yeah, everyone likes it. I thought people would be like, oh god, look at that massive thing, but it seems that everyone loves a Goldwing. So I'm more impressed with the Goldwing than the Goodwood Aerodrome Cafe, which was out of sausage rolls. It's the only reason I rode down here really was to get a sausage roll and some chips, but I had to have a jacket potato. It's got quite a boomy little exhaust note, this. What a lovely day to ride a Moto Velo. Right, which way I'm going to go? Let's go this way. Obviously there are a few nicer places than Goodwood Aerodrome on a sunny day. Got World War II planes taking off, people doing flying lessons, cafes, there's a track day with 488 Pistas and GT3 RSs and all sorts going around. I just saw racing legend Derek Bell as well in his 911. I thought I recognise that face, and he had a Derek Bell number plate, so there we go. Oh, it's the filth. Not really, I do like the police and I support their work keeping us safe. Right, where's the indicator switch? Over there. Right, home Goldwing, and don't spare the horses. If you go up here you get to the bottom of the Goodwood Festival Speed hill climb route. I think the gate's shut at the moment, they're up there. That's quite surreal. If you've ever been to the Festival of Speed, do come down here like a couple of months before or after, because you can just drive up the hill climb, up Duke of Richmond's Drive. And it's all a bit surreal. Is my mobile phone still in there? Yes. Click. The panniers still done up because I've got my gimbal in them. Oh, all these things to worry about. Yeah, I suppose I should probably talk about what we've got coming up on the channel. Obviously we're going to have a full in-depth walk around review of the 2021 Honda GL 1800 Goldwing, so that'll be coming. Still trying to get a BMW S1000R single R. I'm a bit late to the party on that, but I'm still going to do it. Likewise the new Triumph Speed Twin, so the much sportified version of their retro classic type thing. That'll be September by the looks of it now. And yeah, and my new bike, basically going to be getting a new bike, unveiling it and razzing it everywhere, and maybe doing some quick trips on it. So yeah, there'll be stuff coming up, and please do watch and subscribe and like and all that stuff. I sound really demotivated, don't I? I am enjoying life, I'm just a bit tired as usual. Oh yes, I'm hopefully going to get some to a bit of a Ducati head-to-head with the Supersport versus the Panigale V2. Do a bit of a comparison, see if it's worth spending extra cash to get the Panigale V2, or on the road if you're better off with the, you know, the softer, more road-friendly Supersport. I think I wanted to go down there. Oh well, we're going to go this way now. Let's Goodwood race course. It's lovely. We're going to go past Trundle Hill up here. That's the back of it. There's a really nice spot for filming and taking photos of cars and bikes just on this corner, just in this gravel car park. It's got a bit of a lip down into it, but if you want to get a nice photo of a long lens with your pride and joy, then come there. Pride and joy? Pride and joy. Oh, my brain is not in Goldwing handling mode. Sport mode. Speeds the gearbox up a little bit. It does sound like a Porsche. That's cool. One bike that I'm half interested in riding is the new Harley Davidson Pan America, their new adventure bike with that all new engine. So I haven't got around to organising it yet. If you're interested in that, let me know in the comments and I'll sort that out and get it in for review and razz it about. Again, oh, so much gravel. so much gravel. Yeah, massively late to the party on that bike as well, but that, again, that's my fault because my car life has got in the way of my motorbike life. For shame. I would like to be out razzing bikes more often, but it's a bit hard with the amount of work that I've had on. If I made enough excuses about that in this video, I'm sorry. If there's one thing this bike needs, it's a little bit more bite from the front brakes, because you end up with the hazards flashing and not really getting much sense of you slowing down. The rear brake is super sharp and you actually do end up having to use quite a bit of back brake to slow yourself down from high speeds, which is obviously not how you would normally ride a motorcycle. Back brake doesn't usually do much to slow you down, it's just there for stability and stuff. Nice little sign there saying elderly people. That basically means the whole of Goodwood and their clientele, but, you know, whatever. I drove a McLaren 720S down here once, rather faster than was sensible. I quite enjoyed it. Oh, there's a lovely purple 987 Boxster S. My brother used to have one of those until he crashed into a house very near here. Lovely things. As a wise man once said, he who laughs at a man driving a Boxster hasn't driven a Porsche Boxster, because they're very good. Very, very good. And a budget Porsche Boxster gives you 80% the satisfaction of buying a 90 grand 911, but without a roof, which makes it better. Sorry, is this a car channel or a bike channel? Forgotten. Oh, this thing does make a wicked noise, just bimbling around town with the exhaust kind of booming off the walls around you. It just sounds like a sophisticated, expensive vehicle, which it is. I think earlier this year I did make a vague promise to the abyss that is YouTube, that I would try and do some track days this year and lose weight and get get fitted for some one-piece lederhosen. That's probably not going to happen, just because the kind of bike I'm going to have hopefully by then isn't really a track bike, and I don't really fancy doing it on someone else's. So and also I don't really have time, so I'm probably not going to get around to doing much track stuff this year. As much fun as it would be to watch a fat man wobble around slowly on a racetrack, I'm sure that will get the YouTube views, and not being allowed to wear cameras on a lot of track days anyway would put paid to that. But I have still lost weight. There's more to come before I hit the magic 10 kilo loss. I think I'm at about 7.5 now that I've lost since April, which is good. But by the time the weekend comes around, I just want a big fat greasy pizza, to be honest. Which probably isn't helping things. Oh god, I still haven't decked this out. I must be close. But yeah, if you've skipped the end of this video for some reason, for a summary of everything that I've waffled, basically I'm going to buy a new bike, but I haven't said what yet, other than it's an adventure bike and it is a bike that I've ridden within the past 2 years. I'm on a Goldwing. I haven't bought it, it's just a press bike that I'm reviewing because I've got this for 2 weeks. It's my first ride on it, and I went to Goodwood and didn't really show you anything. It's lovely sitting at Goodwood though in the summer, because you're just surrounded by very rich people who don't have to work. sitting there having a coffee, waiting for their next flight in their own private plane. And there's lovely old World War II planes taking off Harvards and things like that. And then there's lots of rich people just taking their very expensive cars around track. There's a whole group of cars on Jersey reg plates today. So GT3 RSs, 488 Pistas and Aerial Nomads, Aerial Atoms, things like that. As well as the beautiful Alphaholics Alfa Romeos, those resto modded ones. So yeah, oh, that's the dream, isn't it? Isn't that the dream, everyone? Just to retire and spend days in the sun at Goodwood, eating nice food and driving nice cars and possibly flying planes in the British summer. Anyway, it's kind of my dream, I think. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. This has been the worst waffly vlog ever, I think. Complete nonsense, but thank you for sticking with it. Sorry it's been a bit of a drought of content lately. But yeah, we'll be back soon with a review of this and BMW that I talked about, and possibly a Harley Davidson and definitely a Triumph in the next month or so. And hopefully an introduction to my new bike. So see you then. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting me by subscribing and all that kind of stuff. And I'll speak to you soon. I hope you're alright. Take it easy. Goodbye. Sorry, I've only got one camera. There's nowhere to attach another one. Are you going a bit fast, weren't they, hooligans? I'm joking.